So recently I uploaded some video proof that the whole blocking thing doesn't necessarily work, and did it on my camera in a rather sloppy fashion, specifically because, well, it's easier to demonstrate in real time so people can't say, oh, well, I bet you just took disparate screenshots or something like that. Because the funny thing about people demanding proof on YouTube is that no matter how much proof you give them, they're always going to want more or claim that the proof is faked. There was a negative response to that video. A couple of downvotes, a couple of lost subscribers, and a pretty nasty DM, PM, whatever you call the messages on YouTube these days from somebody who I once actually liked and respected and have since blocked. Hopefully they don't show up in my comments too. And since I've also had people complaining about my comment section being disabled on my own videos, well, I'm going to tell the story of why that is, and fortunately, both are the same story. You see, a while back, I forget how long ago it's been now, I was threatened by a certain feminist YouTuber. Disagreed with him over Islam, and therefore it was okay for him to threaten me, and for him to swarm me with his followers, because larger channels attacking smaller channels isn't just something anti-feminists do. At that point, I started moderating comments, and certain people I had filtered to always go through, or however the fuck it works. It's been a while. I haven't really dealt with that sort of shit in a while. But basically, the comments started to drop off once they were no longer actually showing up, but I would still get the occasional harassing or threatening comment. Now, I thought that, I foolishly thought that the feminist community, the SJW community, the people who claim to support LGBT rights might be a little disturbed that somebody of the LGBT community was being threatened by a feminist, by somebody who claims to oppose religion because it's horrible to women and LGBT folk. And this is partially true. They hate it when TJ Kirk starts harassing somebody, or Bering starts harassing somebody. They hate it when Sargon of Akkad makes a tacit rape threat and then tries to pass it off as just a joke. But when it's one of their own, when it's one of their friends, they get really defensive. They will go to bat for their guy. I received everything from minor patronization right up to people who went on the attack. The logic apparently being that threatening people is bad and harassing people is bad, and this guy couldn't have done it because he's our friend, but to defend him, we're going to prove you wrong by threatening and harassing you until you go away, or whatever their end goal was. Basically the same thing that the anti-feminists are accused of, shouting somebody down until they kill their channel or themselves or whatever. To be clear, when I say feminists, I mean primarily one specific group of feminists who are unfortunately fairly prominent when it comes to YouTube and talking about women's issues and LGBT issues and basically any other issues that a straight white cisgender male is obviously going to be the biggest authority on. I've been calling this group the Steve Shives Social Justice Squad because I like wordplay and alliteration, to be completely honest, but also because I think that the irony there fits them. I do honestly believe that they're about as insincere as it comes. A lot of these people were the same people who defended Lacey Green when she was being homophobic and transphobic and otherwise bigoted, right up until she hugged Sargon of Akkad or whatever, and then suddenly were attacking her. They couldn't believe how bigoted she was, when beforehand they were condescendingly explaining to people like me how I just didn't understand how Lacey Green was such a good ally. I mean, I don't want to go down the Lacey Green rabbit hole again, especially since I didn't like her when she wasn't talking to Sargon of Akkad, and I still don't like her, but the hypocrisy here is basically exactly what I'm pointing to. They love you until they see that you're not on their side in complete lockstep, and then you are the enemy and open game, and they will attack you. And I wanted to get away from these people to the point that when several of them wouldn't take the hint that I wanted them to not be on my channel, I shut down my entire channel. I privatized all my videos. I've still got like 200 that I keep meaning to put some of them back up anyway. Not all of them. Some of them really suck rather than just my usual low quality. But the point is that I shut down basically my entire channel to get away from these people, and Chris Yossi was one of them. These people defended or even went on the attack for someone who threatened me, somebody who threatened me in a way that I have been hurt before and really fear getting hurt again. I suffer PTSD because of the physical assaults that have occurred simply because I am not straight or cis. And those are some deep-seated things that happened over decades and that I still shake when I talk about. And these people defended a guy who put me through that again, who made me re-experience the same memories that bubble through my head whenever trauma is brought up. And I can't have anything to do with them. I don't want anything to do with them. I have trouble actually hating people on the internet, but I hate these people for what they did. I seriously hate these people because they have done something that is unconscionable to me. And worse, they did something that they would consider unconscionable if it was done by somebody who wasn't one of their friends. And I'm not even going to get into what happened after I started this channel back up, but the point here is that these are people who have patted themselves on the back and circle jerked one another for how good they are at being allies, how LGBT positive they are, how feminist they are, and then like a supposed feminist does something horrible and they're like, whoa now, don't get too uppity there, trans woman, because we're totally going to like take his side. It's amazing how fast people will go from listen and believe to go kill yourself, you fucking piece of shit. But yeah, I've already done a bunch of videos on my problems with YouTube feminism, so I don't think I need to go there again. So yeah, the thing is that I like doing videos on YouTube. I like talking a lot for some reason, just not to other people. And apparently some people find some of what I have to say to be of value. I'm pretty sure that when I talk about comic books, I'm basically doing it for myself. But some people find, especially the trans perspective, to be informative or, at the very least, not completely boring. So I started recording again, I started doing videos, and to be honest, yes, I do enjoy them, so this isn't like, oh god, I guess I've got to, or anything like that. I mean, I am a drama queen, but I'm not that overly dramatic, I hope. But the problem with the comments section still persisted, because I can filter out comments so that you don't see the hate, but I still have to see it. The people who are threatening me, either explicitly or tacitly, and by the way, blocking them doesn't seem to help. Reporting them to Google doesn't seem to help. Stuff like that just doesn't seem to work at all. But I still have to see them. I still have to live with the experience, with the reminder of trauma that I have actually faced. And so the only solution that I could come up with was to kill the comment section entirely. And that upset a bunch of people. And it's apparently still upsetting people. And, you know, I kind of wish that they had felt this outrage before when, you know, I was being threatened and I was losing my mind, when I was being harassed and I felt like, you know, I was the only person out there because the people who are supposed to be on my side decided to, you know, defend the harasser. And kind of the sad thing is that I actually did like interacting with people under my comment section, and despite what people are now claiming that I'm afraid of criticism, I was more than happy to engage even the gamergaters who came on my channel and started saying things right up until they started pulling out words like cuck. Because for some reason they think emasculating a trans woman is really gonna hurt or something. I don't even understand that logic. But there were people that I interacted with on a regular basis, and I enjoyed doing that, and it kind of sucks to cut that off, but yeah, I mean, what's the alternative here? Well, the alternative in my case is to deal with a bunch of people who claim to support social justice but will send their followers out to attack anybody who disagrees with them even mildly, or will act in defense of abusive friends, which is why I have specifically named the Steve Shives Social Justice Squad when talking about why my comments are disabled. they decided that defending one of their friends was more important than any of the beliefs that they claimed to espouse. And if me playing nice with people who support and defend abuse is really important to you, then you're welcome to leave. But if you in any way like the content that I put out, for whatever reason, God knows I can't think of one, but if you like this content on any level, then this is kind of the cost of business. This is the cost of me not wanting to slash my wrists because my so-called allies are out there being assholes and being bullies. And I'm not asking anybody to do anything. I don't want people to mob these people. Not that my following would be sufficient to even make Steve Shives blink, but I'm not asking for vengeance. I just want to be left alone. I want to be away from these people. In fact, the last time somebody actually tried to advocate on my behalf, it led to more harassment, which has led to me specifically just wanting to keep my head down. The problem is that I deal with these people, they show up in any way, shape, or form, and I just want to give up on YouTube. And the thing is that I actually like doing this, so yeah.